And now to the case being made for the operation in Libya right here at home, and a carefully crafted one at that. A week into this now, the president is just now trying to make the case. David Curley at the White House.
A week after launching U.S. attacks against Libya, President Obama is now launching a public relations campaign, saying just today,
"We're succeeding in our mission. Make no mistake, because we acted quickly, a humanitarian catastrophe has been avoided."
But much of the American public is not convinced, not knowing how the mission will end, and members of Congress are still complaining that they weren't consulted. Possible presidential candidate Michelle Bachmann in Iowa today.
Now he has us engaged in yet another third Middle Eastern war. And so I think, talk about March Madness, can anyone say Jimmy Carter? That's kind of where we're going.
Other Republicans have shifted positions dramatically. Former House Speaker Newt Gingrich called for intervention. At first praised the president, then flip-flopped, calling the no-fly decision amateur opportunism.
The fact is, on each day that I was on television, I was responding to where the president was that day. And so obviously there were contradictions.
One of the problems for the president, he's called for Gaddafi to be ousted. But the United Nations resolution only calls for protecting civilians. So the president's message is muddled.
He was unfocused, undisciplined, and incoherent, and very confusing to the American people.
Some Democrats admit the president has missed the message mark.
It seems like there's a recognition now with the president's address on Monday that he actually has to directly communicate to the American people why we're doing this, how we're going to achieve our goals, and what the end goals are.
The White House contends that in historical perspective, it moved incredibly fast and quickly with an international coalition. But they are aware of the poll numbers, they are aware of the complaints, and that's what's driving this new message. David?
All right, David Curley tonight at the White House. David, thanks. Let's bring in Jake Tapper at the museum tonight, preparing for tomorrow morning's This Week. He'll be anchoring. And Jake, I know you've got a powerhouse lineup, Secretary of Defense Gates, Secretary of State Clinton, and it would sure seem like there's this huge effort underway by the White House to portray a united front on Libya. But why now? We're several days into this.
Well, the military operation was launched so quickly, the White House says. They didn't have an opportunity to truly build public support for this or even congressional support, so you've been hearing choruses of criticism from Democrats and Republicans alike on Capitol Hill. And, of course, in a recent Gallup poll, there was only 47% support among the public for this military operation. People just don't know exactly why we're there. And so you see Secretaries Gates and Clinton out there, and you'll hear from President Obama Monday evening.
And Jake, as you know, ABC News will carry the president's speech live Monday night, 7:30 Eastern here.